boys and boys. Today is Friday and I'm Hayden, and so this week's topic is talking about things you're looking to set into place and accomplish before your transitions, or things that you did before. So I guess I'm technically pretty far in. I had top surgery, which I've definitely mentioned a lot of times. I don't know. The one biggest thing is I wanted to be out to my family because, I mean, it's kind of weird to not have them know, and also, like, I figured, like, if I was showing up for holidays and, like, my voice dropped and I had facial hair, that would be a little awkward. And different stuff like that. I also wanted to have, like, some, like with testosterone now, like, I really wanted to have some, like, stability going on, and I was actually planning on getting started on the process in October, but I was going through a breakup at the time, so, it ended up not, like, I just had my first appointment today, and I'll talk about that in a little bit, just for guys that are wondering, and I wanted to have the finances set up, definitely. And a couple things, like, I really wanted to be, like, in better shape and a little healthier, which I haven't been making an active choice to do yet. Like, I really wanted to get into, like, exercise habits before I started on T, but I know that, like, as I'm starting on T, I'm gonna be working on that more. And, like, I have lost some weight. I've lost enough weight to be, like, back into my healthy zone. In the past, since I started losing some weight in January, and it just kind of has kept going down, just because I've been eating a lot less than I was previously. So that's, like, was a big thing. I also just wanted to be really mentally sound, and just sort of, like, know where I was going and what I wanted out of my transition. Like, with top surgery, I always knew that that was what I wanted. Like, even if I hadn't been trans, I wanted, like, before I started identifying as trans, I still wanted a reduction to, like, a small a. So, like, I never really wanted them. So, like, that I was more sure about, but then, like, testosterone, I've always, like, it has always been, like, a big debate point for me, but, I've definitely, like, made a lot of decisions about it, and thought about it a lot. I've been thinking about it for the past 2 years, and stuff like that, yeah, and, like, yeah, and I definitely wanted to, like, make sure that it wasn't, like, in the middle of a stressful period in my life, which may be happening anyways, because I may be starting T around finals, but I don't think that that will play that big a role, so, yeah, so this isn't a topic, but this has nothing to do with the topic, but I am gonna talk a little bit about my appointment today. I'm in Boston, and we have a handful of clinics you can go to get on T, and the one that I'm going to is the Sidney Borum Junior Health Clinic Center, and they do everything. Like, they'll do all of the blood work, they'll do the doctor's appointments, you can do therapy there, and if you're low income, they work on a sliding scale. So, I'm saying and so a lot, and I have been seeing a different therapist, and she wrote my letters for testosterone, and she actually ended up not making them detailed enough, so it's gonna be a little longer until I can start on T, but that happened, and so she's gonna work on that, and I had my first appointment today, and the first thing they did was, like, there was a lot of paperwork. They asked a lot of questions about, like, personal medical history, family medical history, they asked some about, like, sexual history, and then they asked, like, about my dietary stuff, and then they did a physical exam, and they did a full physical exam, and by full physical exam, I mean full physical exam. So, like, they checked lungs and blood pressure and stomach and everything, and then, this I wasn't actually expecting, and if you go see an endocrinologist who's in private practice, this won't happen to you, but be warned if you're going to be going to a clinic. They do an external downstairs exam, which was slightly traumatizing to me because since I've hit puberty, a whole 2 people have seen my downstairs, and they were both sexual partners. So this was, I had never, been to anyone who would be looking down there, and like I also, before today, had never had STD testing, which anything I've been involved in has been very, 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 very low risk, but also I maybe been a good idea to start looking into that, earlier. So they did that. Basically what they did, they just want to, like, look and make sure that everything is there that's supposed to be, to, like, make sure that you aren't actually, like, intersexed. So they did that, and then he took blood, and I had to pee in a cup, and then that was it. And they also, they ran the blood and the pee in a cup as an STD test, too. Just, like, if you haven't been tested, they were like, okay, we'll do this to make sure that everything's in order, which I'm not worried about at all. And then, what happens is, after they got all that back, every 2 weeks, they get together in a group, and, like, the center, like, the people there, and they look at new cases, and they decide, like, who is appropriate to be going on hormones. So I'm not sure, like, when I'll get in on that, when they'll be talking about my case, but, he said that I should be started in, like, within a month, as long as I want to, like, start then, because I may, wait to start until I'm home, or about to go home, just so that, like, I'm done with finals. But I also may start sooner. I'm not sure yet. It depends on, like, what happens with that. So yeah. And then I left, and I'm really confused because I don't know how they do billing. And I didn't have to, like, pay then, but I do have, like, money set aside, to pay for the appointment and hormones and everything. So I think they bill it to you. And yeah, so that was my appointment today at the Borum, and I would definitely recommend them. I had a little bit of weirdness because I had some name issues because my name is legally changed in some places but not in others, but other than that, they're really fantastic, and everything went really well. So, questions for this week. Tristan wanted us to do show and tell, so I'm show and telling my new hat because it's awesome, and I'm gonna show and tell my new haircut because I made my mohawk narrower. My hat is awesome because my hat has quasi male symbols on it. Even though there aren't, like, really male symbols, but they look kind of like them. And then, I have blueberry lollipops, which are delicious because they taste like real blueberries. Oh my god, I was excited. And then I got 2, writing, publications. This one is the Salt Hill Journal, and this one is just, called Poetry. And there's, like, a bookstore that sells them down the road. And I haven't read either of them all the way through yet, but they were really awesome. So yeah. And then, Xander wants to know our favorite comedian, and I don't really choose comedians, like, in that way. I don't know. Like, I don't really pay attention to comedians that much. Like, I'll watch them and enjoy it, but, like, I've never really done that. So, yeah. Though my friend keeps telling me that Ellen DeGeneres' stand-up is amazing, but I haven't seen it yet. So, question this week is really random, but it's also a kind of show and tell question. We all know that water bottles are shitty for the environment, and I know that a lot of people have, like, the reusable plastic ones or metal ones, and I want to know what yours look like, because I know a lot of people that have awesome stickers on theirs and stuff. Mine are both really boring. This one, my aunt gave me, or not my aunt, my mom's cousin gave me when we were in Cleveland, because we didn't have water bottles, so she sent us back with that. And, this one I also got for free, when I was visiting Xander. He had to go pick shit up. So I know that one of his looks like that, but he also has another one. And I want to know what the rest of you guys drink out of. Like, if you have, like, a favorite cup, or if you just use water bottles and soda bottles, or if you have mugs and stuff like that. So yeah. Have a great weekend, and I will actually make the casting video in like 2 seconds. I'm making it right after I make this. So yeah, see you guys next Friday.